like and subscribe. Send me an email. It's music time with Nick. Hey, everybody, we're back. And we're using a capo? What? No, we're not going to use a capo for rock lesson 3.2. 3 part 2. Lesson 32. Anyway, whatever. We're not going to use a capo. But I do kind of think that capos are maybe a little bit undersung or mistreated or misjudged by people because they seem, in my old age, they seem kind of wise to me of late. We don't want to use too much energy when we're playing. We don't want to exhaust our fingers, right? So why not use a capo? It seems to me like a capo is actually quite a wise thing to do, especially in light of some of the chords we're going to be discussing today. Barre chords. Dun dun. Were they? You thought you would escape the barre chords. But this is going to be our first lesson in which we sort of get away from maybe the first 4 frets here, okay? And I wanted to do it while thinking about barre chords, because again, when I think about rock music, I think the Beatles, are they the archetypal rock band? I think they kind of are. And so when I think about John Lennon playing, he's usually happily strumming some sort of barre chord like this, right? And this has also confirmed to me that it is a very rock thing, because I can recall seeing Sheryl Crow a couple years ago, and she predominantly used barre chords to my recollection, and she was really the boss of that band. Her rhythm guitar was tremendous. So these chords are really important, but I want to emphasize that we want to be cognizant of how much energy they require. They really require a lot of energy. Okay, so here I'm going to play this example, and then we'll think about what's going on here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And not bad. I think I messed up the second one there. But that is the example that we're looking at here. And you probably recognize that it is almost the exact same thing as rock lesson 3. Okay, it's the exact same thing, but played in a different position. Okay, and this position allows us to control sort of the number of notes that are ringing out in a little bit of an easier way. That's the benefit of these barre chords. Now, one thing I just want to say about barre chords before we get into it is how I kind of think about them. I think about these two fingers being glued together. Okay, these two are like they are glued together. We want to always be kind of thinking about them as a unit. Okay, when we're dealing with these barre chords. Okay, my pinky and my ring finger. Okay, and that's just sort of an overlying thing that I want you to be considering. Okay, if you can glue these two guys together, much in the same way you might glue them together in a 4-finger G, that might help you making these barre chords if they're new to you, okay? Now, the other chord that we're using here is there's 2 bars going on here. I'm barring across the 5th fret on my D chord there, and then I'm also barring with my ring finger. Okay, now here, with my camera here, that's how my ring finger looks when I'm barring. Okay, I'm sort of mashing it across. We don't want it to look too much like that because again, too much energy is going to be expelled. So you want your finger to kind of look like that. You see that there? I think you probably can. Right? Yeah. So that's how my ring finger looks when I'm playing that D, okay? So we kind of cover those chords. Now, don't underestimate, if the barre chords are new to you, how difficult they are. They're very difficult. There's a reason why I'm not starting off with the F chord, okay? Because I'm sure some of you who are beginners or whatever, or just don't like playing barre chords, are intimidated by this chord in particular, or B, right? Well, the reason why I think that it is intimidating is because there's a lot of tension on the strings in the 1st fret, okay? I think it's actually a little bit easier to play the barre chords in this area, okay? I mean, it's still difficult, but it's a little bit easier to push down on the strings there, okay? So that's why I like starting off thinking about barre chords a little bit higher up for you rock guitar players out there, okay? Now, another thing that we have to discuss is just above my cursor here, there's this little thing that says PM, okay? When we're playing the anacrusis there, I want you to play it as a, okay? I want that to be quieter. I want it to be a palm mute. And so a palm mute is just where I rest my palm right on the bridge, right where the strings are sitting, okay? And it's a very subtle technique, this. We're dealing in millimeters, okay? So it's a feel thing, okay? You've got to deal with how it's going to feel to play and get that sound that you want, okay? Again, don't underestimate how difficult it is to find this. It could take you a while just to get that first part, not to mention the fact that I want you to pick it up, down, up. I want you to change strings on an upstroke. Don't underestimate how difficult that can be. Okay, just that intro alone could take you a little bit of work to get used to the palm muting and that alternate stroke thing. Remember, we're using the alternate strokes to stay metronomic with our right hand, okay? Because rock is all about rhythm, okay? So let's just play. I'm gonna play the little intro part up to the and the D. Okay, so like this: 1, 2, 3. Okay, I want you to just play the first 2 notes in that D. Okay, again, very difficult. In fact, I think that's the thing that I messed up when I was doing the example of it, okay? So watch out. But it does matter. That D, when I play all 4 strings in it, sounds a little bit like an accent, right? It sounds a little bit different. It sounds like there's something kind of interesting and new happening when I play that, okay? Now, check it out. I'm going to play the D and the G now, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was getting pretty good. Now, did you notice on the G, I went... It was like I cut the guitar in half. I played the low 3 and then the high 3. Now, the other thing that I want you to notice is that I think that I'm only pushing down on those top 3 strings for that 1 upstroke. I'm trying to conserve my energy here because I got to play a whole song for like 3 minutes or whatever. Oh, it's going to be exhausting, right? So I only want to push down when I've got that upstroke there, and it's creating a little, again, it feels a little bit more dynamic to me. Right? I've still got rhythm because I'm kind of, I'm still got a lot of downs and ups going on here, but it's creating a little bit of a pop to it, right? There's a little bit more pop to it. And also, I'm still not taking up that much space. So the singer, who's hopefully me, I'm not encroaching into their territory too much, okay? We want to be cognizant of that. Okay, so here, let's play it, and I'm going to see if I can, I'll play the whole figure now, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Did you notice how I used kind of the same idea on beat 2 of the second bar there, where I want you to hit every string there? That's the only time where I want you to hit all the 6 strings to make that a big punch, okay? And I want that punch to go on beat 2. There's a big snare drum hit there, so it's going to accent that, okay? It's going to really help people find that beat again, okay? Especially after we had that crazy tie. Look at this. Everyone's like, where's beat 1? I don't know what's going on. So I really want to emphasize beat 2 to help people fall back in with me, okay? So the main thing that I want you to take away from this lesson is that, yes, you have to do bar chords. Sorry, Nick. Now I'm talking to myself. Sorry, Nick, you do have to do bar chords sometimes. Yes, you do. But you don't have to push down on all the strings at the same time. In fact, it's probably better if you don't. Okay? It'll probably sound better if you push parts of it, or just aim to hit only parts of the chord, okay? And being cognizant or thinking about when we're hitting those chords, okay? So this example could take you a little while, but I do think it sounds dynamic. I actually do think it sounds a little bit better than example 3 there. Sorry, rock lesson 3. You were very helpful, but I think that if you are going to play, dare I say, twist and shout, don't get me copyright. If you are going to play twist and shout using this rhythm figure, I think it will sound better, okay? But it does depend on what you're trying to do, okay? So, if you're alone, if you're just strumming it all, without an electric guitar, maybe you're using an acoustic guitar, maybe you want open strings to help you fill out the sound, right? So it's all about context, people. So I think we're going to say rock lesson 3.3 is in the books here. this one is tough, people. These bar chord things ain't easy. And like I said, they're not my favorite. But hey, we got to deal with them. Okay? And I think this is a really good way to kind of begin conceiving of the best practice for using these things. Okay? So anyways, like and subscribe. Send me an email. I want to be your music teacher. It's music time with Nick. Okay, see you guys in our next lesson.